Hello, I'm Allie Duzette. I am a professional intuitive. I'm hosting this class, Befriending Your Body, and I invited my sister-in-law and partner teacher here, Laura Duzette, to come and talk to you guys about what this class is going to be all about, and I'm really excited about it. So first, I just want to introduce Laura real quick. She is my sister-in-law. She is a certified nutritional therapy practitioner and a power lifter, and she's all into health and everything wonderful, and it's really inspiring to me. And one thing that I've learned in the course of my energy work and my intuitive work is that energy healing can do a lot, and it can clear a lot of emotional problems and a lot of our mood problems, and it can clear a lot of physical problems. It can help with things like arthritis and bruising and broken bones, and it can help with asthma and just issues with this and that, and it can be really helpful for a lot of physical problems. But one thing it cannot do is replace nutrition, and that is one reason why I wanted to host this class. I took a class from Laura earlier last year, and it blew my mind, and it completely changed the way that I viewed my body and nutrition and health. And I was really stunned because I'm very in tune with my body, but I could tell that something was wrong with my body, but I couldn't tell what. And Laura was the one that was able to put all the pieces together and tell me that I had an adrenal problem. And she pointed me to the right direction as far as supplements and everything. And all of a sudden, I was alive again after months of feeling like a zombie. I say months, but it was closer to 2 years. And that was even with all of my energy work. So I've been really excited to be working with Laura to prepare a class that can help heal our bodies from the inside out. And the idea is that we'll be able to provide some foundations for nutritional health and healing the physical body from the inside. And I will be doing group energy work with the members of this class to clear blocks to health. That would be all of the psychological reasons why we don't want to eat healthy, why we prefer the ice cream over the spinach. All of those, those emotional blocks to things like going to the gym or just taking care of ourselves. Somebody emailed me recently about having an aversion to drinking water. These are the kinds of things that we're going to be looking at as part of the energy work portion of the class. And I'm really excited about it. But I'm also super excited about the nutrition part. So I wanted you to meet Laura. Here she is. Hi, Laura. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this class. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So can you give us kind of like a highlights, sneak peek? What kind of stuff are we going to be learning about and doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that I'm structuring this class, it's really based on, well, first the idea of, I think most of us, unfortunately, in this world, we have some form of this idea that we don't feel the way that we know we could feel. We don't look the way that we know that we could look, or we don't perform the way that we know we could perform. And it makes you feel almost like betrayed by your body.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could put it a better way. In fact, I felt that a lot after my brain injury. It wasn't functioning the way that it used to function, my brain, and it was incredibly frustrating. And even though I had lost 60 pounds through nutrition and I had learned how to lift really heavy weights, I was still missing a lot of knowledge and realizing that just because I may have looked healthy, that wasn't necessarily the measure of health. That didn't necessarily mean that I had all the nutrients that my body needed to function in a healthy way. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I was not able to overcome that trauma that my body had as well as it should have. And so as I learned nutritional therapy, I learned that it's really important that we are supporting the foundations of our body with the right nutrients and good quality food, to give it what it needs to be able to heal and support all of those things that maybe on the outside aren't working quite as well. That, the idea of, weight being the measure of health, unfortunately, I think we do tend to have that opinion, but it's really a symptom of dysfunction. And so this class is about the main ways that we can support our bodies through nutrition to heal from the foundations out, instead of things like, counting calories, the whole calories in, calories out model, or counting macros, or stuff like that, that's just focused on a symptom. Really focusing on eating for healing from the inside and getting our weight stabilized because the body is healthy, not because we've been starving the body.
Yeah.
Really about ways to have that longevity, that sustainable way of eating.
Oh, I love it. So one thing that I love is this idea of that this is not a program, right? This is not like only eat 2 eggs between 9 and 10 a.m. and, have your special shake at 2:30 exactly. It's not
stressful.
Yeah, that's so stressful. I signed up for a thing like that one time, and I like took one look at that and I thought, oh my gosh, I will die. Like, if I have to measure everything that I eat and eat at this exact time, I would rather just die. And I got a refund because I thought, that's insane. So I love that this is not a program. It's like, it's a way, we're going to revolutionize the way that you look at your food and just provide people with these tools to just build healthy nutrition into everyday life without it being this big stress, like nail biting. Is it 2:30 and I didn't eat my eggs?
Yeah. And in fact, that's kind of the lens that I'm taking us through this journey, is the idea that, we talk about how everybody knows stress is bad for your health, and you should try and live as low a stress a life as possible, and do things like yoga and all these things to like relax yourself as much as possible. But we don't talk a lot about how nutrition can also be incredibly stressful on your body. Nutritional stress, the foods that we eat, can cause so much stress on our bodies, or they can support our health. So that's really the lens that I'm going through with this course. So yeah, there's no requirement at all of making any particular choices, but at the same time, while I am sharing some wonderful insights and information with you about ways to support your health through nutrition, I'm also going to provide tools that you can choose to use if you would like. So every class, I'm at the end giving a stressor to remove from your diet, something to add that will support your health. And these are very, very important in nutritional therapy. So nutritional therapy is all about removing stressors and then adding support to your weaknesses. And so that's the same model that I use here. So I'd offer, okay, based on what we've discussed today, see if you can implement this simple addition to your daily life, something like drinking enough water every day, and then removing a stressor. So maybe removing any sugar from breakfast, and that would be the thing that you would focus on. And you could choose to do it, and you could choose not to do it. And at the same time, if that is something that you want to do, I will also offer some recipes that will help you be able to actually do it. So I'm not just leaving you out in the dark. I'm saying here's a bunch of different options that you can use to try and experiment with this change. It's just an experimentation to see how it makes you feel. So I'll be offering some tools as well with that.
Yeah, thanks. And I know you were also planning to have like office hours. That's right.
Yeah. So I know it can be really frustrating for some courses where, there's maybe a Q&A right after somebody speaks, but you may not, I know for myself, like my brain kind of can work slowly sometimes. Like I really have to wrap my brain around some stuff and figure out how I'm going to implement stuff in my life. And I may have the questions later. So I did want to offer some opportunity for people to talk to me one-on-one if they wanted to. And so I'm going to offer every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, that people could come in, and I'll be sending a link to the Hangout. You can come in and ask me questions during that time, and I'll do my best to help you and guide you and see if we can make some things fit into your life that way.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Because the thing about having a course about bodies is that everybody's body is so different. And I feel like most / every single course that I've ever seen out there, it's not personalized at all. But the way that we have it set up really allows for a lot of personalization, especially between the office hours and then this energy work stuff. Like if you're one of the big problems with trying to learn how to take care of your body is sustainability. And I know we talk about that a lot, and about how to make these habits something that is just a part of your life. And I know for me, one thing that's been really fun is that since I've been working with Laura and making some dietary changes and everything, a couple of weeks ago, I discovered that I'm like obsessed with salad and cabbage. I'm like, cabbage is my favorite vegetable. I love it. I like can't.
It is so good. I can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm saying it, but it's so true.
It's so good. And 6 months ago, I would never have thought that. I think my palate was too attuned to sugar. I think that psychologically, I was not in a place where I could, I don't think my subconscious mind wanted to support my body the way that my subconscious mind wants to support my body now. So I'm really excited that in addition to this personalized help in making sustainable life changes, there's also going to be that energy component that can help people get to that point where your subconscious mind is saying, eat some cabbage. You're going to love it. Can't get enough cabbage.
Well, I think you're right, because even if, tell me if this is how you are, but sometimes, we do hear the truth. We do learn new things that we want to implement in our lives. And maybe we're not quite ready for it yet, but it's still like planting a seed. And there's major power in knowledge. And even if you're not ready to implement it right away, there's still such great power in having that in your mind, percolating. Like, okay, I learned that it's really important to drink enough water, because if you don't, that can impact your heart health, and now I understand why that's the case. And that the power of that knowledge can translate, even you may not even be conscious of it. You may start drinking a little bit more water just because you have that knowledge, but even later it can help you actually implement it more in your life.
Yeah. I just think it is so cool. So real quick, I don't know, as far as who should take this class, I don't know, got any, who do you think is like the ideal candidate to take this class? A little thought question for us.
Well, I did mention the whole paradigm of calories in, calories out, macros, tracking, all of that stuff. It's possible that, it could be very helpful to anybody who has been caught in the trap of feeling like they have to, what's the right way to say this? So like people who have tried ways to lose weight and tried really hard, and they've tried all of those conventional methods, but it hasn't been sustainable or it hasn't worked. Like it's likely that there really is a more foundational root cause that needs to be addressed through proper nutrition. Or perhaps there's just a lack of knowledge about the best way to fuel your body. so that it can heal and reduce that symptomology, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. That's one thing that I've thought of, is that this class like transcends the whole like weight loss, calories in, calories out, gotta count everything kind of mindset, which is one thing I really love about it. But I think it's definitely really ideal for people that have been caught in that cycle of trying to lose weight, or weight aside, maybe weight is not your thing, but like you're so tired. Like this is the class that's going to give you the foundations to break out of that and have energy again and feel like yourself again, or maybe for the first time. I mean, after you recommended those cytozyme, whatever, the first time I took it, it was like, oh my gosh, this is how people can live. I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah, I would say on like even more so than getting to the root of weight problems, I would say energy would probably be the top. Yeah, you're right. The top reason. Like if sluggishness and energy and focus is something that you haven't been able to resolve, like, yeah, definitely the information in this class should be incredibly helpful for that. That's true.
Yeah. And one other thing I was thinking of was mood issues, because I know you and I talked a lot about healing mood disorders through nutrition, and and how so many mood problems can really be your body's cry for very specific nutrients. And we talk about that, how you can tell what nutrients you might need.
Yeah, I will be talking about that in the first class, actually.
Oh, awesome. We'll start with a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, people who, like, you know, I said earlier, like maybe this is a little dramatic, but people who genuinely feel like disconnected and betrayed by their bodies. Like, I know it sounds really dramatic, but it's
so real.
It's very real and disconnected from their bodies. There's a story that I'm going to be telling in the first class about a woman who gave me a lot of insight. She spends so much time taking care of other people, her family. She does all of this amazing work at her church. She does all this amazing work for like a school and then and charities and all this stuff. She's so incredibly giving, but she almost never does anything for herself. And she admitted to me that she was just so disconnected from her body and she felt that betrayal of her body, that it was very difficult for her to turn around and take care of herself. She has severe blockages at just doing that. And I really feel like the work that you're going to be doing would really help with that, as well as starting to feed your body's ability to start changing the way that you perceive even yourself. That is very true. Like when we're talking about the mood stuff, like you can impact how you view the world with nutrition alone.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that has really stood out to me from our work together, well, first off, I did lose what I felt was a significant amount of weight working with you, just on nutrition, and not counting calories, but just like giving my body what it actually needed. And all of a sudden it was healthy, you know? But the weight that I'm at now has not been like my target weight or something, because we all have like that dream weight or whatever. But just recently I started realizing, I mean, it was just been in the past week or so, I hop on the scale and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't
know. It's so amazing.
My body feels great. So who cares? And that's like my dream for everybody, is to get healthy, so your body is healthy, and be able to look in the mirror and step on the scale and be like, what do I care? I feel awesome. Like, I'm happy with how I look. Maybe I'm not going to be asked to be on the cover of Vogue magazine next time.
Right.
I don't care. I feel fantastic. And I love my body. I love it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know, it's taken me a while to get there, but it's the same thing. Like, yeah, of course, imperfections, but not letting that number on the scale like really mean much of anything. Because if I'm feeding myself well, like really loving and appreciating my body now more than ever. And of course it's a journey and all of that, but but getting away from those other paradigms, the calories in, calories out, certain weights, certain body, measurements, like this is not health. Like this is one of the things that I love to say to my clients, like the healthiest version of you is the most attractive version of you, or the most attractive version of you is the healthiest version of you. And it took me a while to get there, but now I believe it so strongly because it's really about just trying to get your unique body into its healthiest state. And that ends up being the most attractive version of you.
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Laura, for joining me.
Yeah.
And thank you guys, everybody watching. I hope to see you in class. Be sure to send me any questions that you might have. And I don't know, I just cannot contain my excitement. Okay, guys. Well, I think Laura has a steak to eat and I have some cabbage. So I'm going to talk to you all later. Adios.
Bye.